I'm sorry if that bothers you. I think it's hilarious though.
Right?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Let's do this. Okay. Stop the chat. Make sure I see the chat. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Am I clear? Do I sound any kind of? Do I sound like I'm on Affleck or something? I don't know. What? Affleck? What?
Ben Affleck? Yeah, dude. I gotta say, he's a solid actor. Best Batman ever?
I want to be on him, though.
I'm just joking. I don't think Ben Affleck was a good Batman.
Say, you need to, like,
sorry, everyone.
He was an average Batman at most.
He was Batman, I guess. That's basically really all that we need to say.
Yeah, I think so. James live over. Wait, why am I asking you? Do I sound
Thanks for showing me out, Corey.
Yeah, do we sound good? I think hopefully I sound good. Nothing, no. I think this is running a lot better than the first one did so far.
Well, we've almost went past, what, 2 minutes? So we're halfway there. Yeah.
We're halfway. I think once we hit that 4-minute mark, we're going to be like, yes! That means no more pain can happen, I guess you can say.
Well, we'll hope for the best. Don't touch your computer. Why are you touching your computer?
Lydia, James, do we sound okay? I don't know. I want to make sure my audio is good before we do it.
How do we sound? Do we sound good?
Crystal clear.
Am I cleaning up Corey's voice with how amazing mine sounds?
That's just a dick movement.
What? Come on.
You're trying to overshadow it.
Overshadow what?
I don't know. So yeah, let's see if we sound good. Let's see if we can get more people. Hello, Swaggins.
Hello. Oh, what's up, Swags?
How do we? I want somebody to say we sound okay. That's the main thing.
Don't touch it. See, Swag said don't touch it,
okay,
so I think that sounds good.
We're good.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, in that case, then welcome. It worked.
It worked. Corey is the captain of this journey.
Yes, I am the captain of this pirate ship. Thank you. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to What's Your Story, episode 4. Technically, it's going to be called, I'm going to change the name because it's going to be called What's Your Story, episode 3V2, which, that whole finger thing, don't ask why I just did that, because it didn't work out at all. Because I was trying to do 2 fingers like a V, and then it was like, oh, that's 2. Yeah, A for effort, I guess.
I think that it's my responsibility to stop you when you do that, but I
for you to just I was honestly waiting for you to just like, yeah, it's only me. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, that was one thing that. So yeah, welcome to the stream. Yeah, no, it's not the Chris show, James. Yeah, as you guys can see, I have somebody back again, so we can try to redo this since the last stream kind of went shit.
It was fun though. Thanks for all the views, guys. #1 viewed video. Just awesome. Keep it up. Let's get to 100 this time.
Yeah, I'm almost 100 subscribers, guys. So 100 subscribers, that means I'll be able to have my own link, personalize my own link, which will make it a lot easier for me to share my link around everybody. So if you're watching now and haven't subbed yet, please hit that subscription button. It would be greatly appreciated. And I'm thinking I might do a 100 sub giveaway. Because our lucky guest right here, Uncle Chris, aka 0verdrip, decided to donate some mods, and wait, just one mod.
Yeah.
And RDA to go along with it. So what do you tell everybody what you're going to donate for my 100 sub giveaway? Because you're so gracious and you're awesome.
Okay, so first off, thanks for having me, Corey. This is great. I can't wait to tell my story, even though I'm just gonna follow your lead. But yeah, so if we can get to 100 subscribers, let's say by next week's show. So we got to go 7 subscribers in the next week. I'd really like to see it happen like while we're on today, but I understand that it might not. But it's pure workhorse like beater mod. It's a RX Gen 2, I think, 2700, and the RDA it's like a decent RDA. but it's obviously not decent enough that I have a brand new one unopened. So you get to enjoy a Vandy Vape Iconic. It's in stainless and the mod's in black, so it's pretty dope setup. So hook up Coon Sauce.
Greatly appreciate it, my friend. Greatly appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, why don't we kind of go into our little phase before we get into the whole spiel?
Sounds good.
Before we do that, we just passed the past video. So screw it, fucking computer. Yes. Okay.
Oh, nice. Did we really?
Yeah. Yeah.
No beep boop bops. Nice.
Beeps and boops and the bops and the. Yeah. Tell them what you make, Chris.
All right. Well, I was gonna show a bunch more stuff, but I decided against it. So I'm just gonna show some favorites here. I'm gonna turn this cap around. So one is this Death Wish mods. This is a Bare Bones Unholy V2. I got Chop Top. I can't remember what color this is called, but I think it really sets off this combo. Inside there, I got some DIY. It's a peanut butter custard that I've been working on. I actually really like it a lot. I had to make myself like another 120 mils the other day just because I was like, I think that I do really like this. I think this might be there. And also, I am vaping on the Squid Industries double barrel. This is a V3. I got the recoil with I can't remember what DHD top this is, but this is like the top cap, so I can run the one that screws in and out. Do you remember what it's called?
It's the 810 adapter you get with the DHD, right?
But no, it's not an 810. You have to actually screw it in and out, so it's threaded. I can't remember what it is, but either way, it looks pretty dope on this setup. It's like a kind of murdered out look. And inside there, I got some Vaptasia Killer Custard Strawberry. And that's pretty much it. I got a few other things, but nothing really important. So, go ahead, bud.
Okay, I got a few things going on. So, I got a couple setups that I changed uses and new, like, I would say new mods I brought up, but mods that were sitting around that I wanted to bring that in rotation. So, first off, I have a Dime number 41. I could be wrong, but no, it's 41.
Nice.
The lovely Michelle and All Times rocking the Pulse 24 on top of there with the DHT nub tip. Love it. Inside of there, I got some Shotty Bubbles, Bubble Purp, whatever I have left.
Do you like that, man? I had a bottle and I finished it, but I was just.
It's really sweet.
Yeah, I felt like I wanted more, like more bubble gum, maybe, or.
I'm really a big fan of grape flavors, so it's like it's really grapey, which I like.
Yeah, no, it was pretty grapey.
So that's what I got going there. And then I got new. It's not new, but I decided to take this out of the Pelican case that I was storing it in and put it back to use. But my LE Dreamer, I think this is the Chimera, I believe, with the art on top of the polished stainless. Just loving how that looks, even though I need to clean that button a little bit. But whatever.
Man, you know what? With the lighting, it kind of looks gold. Like at first, I thought it was the gold.
What that?
Yeah, no, the actual ardent. Like I thought it was brass and gold.
Oh, no, it's stainless. And I got the drip tip that you get with the lucid that comes with it, which looks great on this because the whole conical shape of the top of the RDA just makes the drip tip match with it even more. Okay, let's see. What else do I got? I got, of course, another Dreamer with the rebirth on top, PhD drip tip. Inside of there, I got some Jam Monster grape, delicious stuff. It's grown on me a lot more. And then, of course, I don't go anywhere without this mod, but I got Tormund, my last Monco, recoil level on top, PhD tip on top of there. And inside of there, I got, of course, Transistor. So, Foster by Transistor. It's one of my favorite banana flavors out there. I want to try experimenting with more banana flavors, trying more of them because it's either hit or miss.
You should try Rocky by Silverback.
That's one of them I definitely want to try. And I forgot to say what juice I'm making in this. And of course, transistors. So, transistors, lemon sugar trap, LSD, all day, every day. Can't get enough of this stuff. Amazing.
Hey Corey, just a quick. Is this supposed to be like a lemon lime pixie stick?
It's a tropical lemon lime.
Yeah. So, but is it pixie stick?
No.
Are you sure?
Why is it a pixie stick?
It kind of has like that, like sweet tart pixie stick.
That might be just because the sweetness, because the tropical sweetness you get from it's more, to me, it's a pineapple. And you get that. So it's like the sweetness of the pineapple.
Yeah, maybe like a pineapple lemon lime.
So it's like the sweet and the tart kind of gives it that sweet, tarty, pixie sticky kind of.
I don't know why I'm tripping in my hand. I'm vaping it right now.
Yeah, there you go. And so yeah, that's all I got. I'm vaping on right now. Some other stuff is sitting around here, but no batteries are in them, and they're just sitting here. They'll get used eventually. So yeah, why don't we just dive into why Chris is actually here today. Of course, you guys know that Saturdays I bring people on and have them kind of tell their vaping story, because I feel like it's something that you get the people out there that have been on YouTube for a while who they told their why they started vaping like a long time ago, since they've been on YouTube for years and years. So I like to bring people that possibly haven't had the opportunity to have an outlook to tell their story, and even bring some of the people on that we talked about for a while want to share their experiences with the world and kind of do stuff like that. So today I got OhmMyLanta on. He's a good buddy of mine. I'm actually going to be seeing him next weekend because a bunch of us are going up to independent vapor company in Michigan. Can't wait. So excited. It's going to be a great time. So
Yeah, in Roseville. The one in Roseville. We'll be there in the afternoon if anybody wants to come by and say what's up.
Yeah, it's the headquarters, right? Roseville's the headquarters, right?
Yeah, the world headquarters.
World headquarters of IBC.
Yeah.
So yes. So, Chris, you obviously know that you've seen this show before, so you kind of know how things go a little bit. So, first of all, I want to tell you, how long have you been vaping for? Like before we go to that, though, what was the age that you started smoking cigarettes? How old were you when you first started?
When I like started smoking cigarettes, I was 13. It was like the 7th grade. Like I tried them before that, like maybe like 6 months to a year before that, when I was like 12 and a half or something. But I started buying packs yeah, when I was 13. So, and I pretty much, I'd say by the time I hit high school, like by the summer after graduating grade 8 or 8th grade or whatever you guys say, I can't remember, but we say grade 8. And I just smoked because I had a job, so I always had money, and I'd buy cigarettes all the time. There was lots of places that I could buy cigarettes, and believe me, I did not look old when I was 13 or 14 years old. Like I didn't have a single hair on my face. I probably barely even had a voice that was, anywhere near where my voice is now. That's for sure. And so then secondly, I guess you're asking me when I started vaping.
Yeah, how long did you smoke for before you switched?
Okay, so let's just say that from 13 I smoked until I was, okay, so I've been, I think 35. No, yeah, I think that I quit smoking cigarettes like 2 days before my 36th birthday, so I could say that I quit smoking when I was 35. Like, as hilarious as that is, I was like, oh, I got to do it in these next 2 days, otherwise I can't say I quit until I was 36. So, and yeah, so I've been vaping for like 2.5 years straight, not a cigarette, but I was into the scene a bit before that, but I kind of dual used, and then I finally like quit smoking cigarettes. It was January 29th, 2016.
That's awesome.
So maybe it's been 3 years.
3 years, no cigarettes. It's awesome, man. Awesome. So, obviously, you see how things are going on in the U.S. You living in Canada, it used to be kind of, it wasn't bad at one point to where the government up in Canada was kind of iffy on vaping at first.
I think that just Okay, so at the very beginning of when vaping was starting to like grow like that counterculture and before it was starting to become mainstream up here, it was still new and there was still not as many laws because they just didn't know how to regulate it or what they were going to do. So it probably was easier, but it wasn't as cheap. So when I first started vaping, like everywhere I would go, the most money you'd spend would be like $35-$40 Canadian on juice, and the cheapest you'd spend would be like 30. So that translates to like $24 for a 60 mil in like USD. So I mean, it wasn't that cheap. So like now, obviously, yeah, we're not going through as many things. We still have our issues, but we don't have the same big battles that are going on. And I still think that has to do with the fact that we don't have privatized healthcare.
Yeah. So it's like how, because I always known that kind of prices and stuff in Canada is like insane. Like how the wholesales and like shops up there that sell their product with the markup I'm not used to seeing, and just seeing how the difference is between the prices down here in America, where we're still getting attacked like crazy, and to where you are, the prices are just like the prices I would say they're unreasonable, kind of, but then the regulations are like,
I don't know if I'd say they're unreasonable, but they're definitely considerably higher than what the average American vapor would pay, for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
And that probably hurts the newer vapor more than the experienced one, because it's like anything else. You know, when you first get into something, there's difficulties that you have, but then you find your way to like into groups or whatever else, and you can find your way to a better cost-effective method of maintaining that hobby or whatever it is. You know, if you get into the car scene, you don't know about certain shops that might do better work or cheaper stuff until you get into the scene.
Yeah.
And I think that's like vaping too.
Definitely. So, well, we just got down to it. How did you get introduced to vaping? And what would you say was that defining step to where you were able to make the transition, like go over when you were smoking for so long, and then have that to where vaping was able to pretty much, you had the mindset of, okay, I don't need cigarettes anymore, I can be perfectly fine on what I have right
now. Okay, so I was introduced to vaping by a friend of mine. You know what? Now that I think about it, he probably was vaping in like 2011, 2012. So he's been vaping for a really long time. And he was like, oh, you know, he's like, Chris, you know, I think that you should try this out. You know, you smoke a lot, and I think that this would just be like better if you could like switch over to vaping. And this was like in 2012, 13, after he'd been vaping for a bit. And I never even tried it because like he lived a little bit away from me, and I never was committed to like going and buying anything. So then 2014 came around, and I met up with him. We were like at some like a bachelor party, and he was there. We were together for the weekend, and he's like, dude, I'm gonna bring you a setup. I want you to try it like while we're there. And I don't even remember what it was. It was like, it was quite old.
Yeah.
And so I like vaped it for the weekend, and it was okay. So then maybe 6 months later, I was like, I'm gonna message him and get him to like suggest what I should buy, because I'm gonna try to buy it to see if I can do this. So the very first thing that I ever bought was a Kangertech 50 watt. I can't remember what it was called. I used to have the box, but I can't remember. But it was a 50 watt. It came with the Kangertech sub tank, one with like it had like the vertical coils, and then you had the rebuildable. And so I tried that for a bit, and man, I think even at one point I didn't smoke a cigarette for 3 weeks, and I had smoked at that time for 22 years or something like that. And so I was kind of getting pumped, and then I just kept on struggling because I'd be out and my batteries would die. or I'd be like out and my coil would just not stop leaking, or I'd be out and I'd run out of juice. There's such like, I think that it took me a while to really realize like how prepared you have to be. It's not like smoking or chewing tobacco or whatever, where you can just roll into a store, buy everything you need that's open 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
So for me, that was a big part. So I dual used for like 6 months. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to start buying like RDAs. And so I started buying RDAs, and then I remember I got a K-Box 100, I think it was. It was like it was a dual battery 100-watt device, and I was rocking like the Witofo Freak Show and like the Sapor and like some of that era's drippers, and I got hooked. Once I got a couple more, dual battery mods, and I'd have like 4 or 5 batteries, and I could take like 2 mods with me a day when I'd leave, and it didn't matter as much because I could just drip on it. I didn't need to worry about it leaking because I would just put more juice on.
Yeah.
And so once we got to that, then I just started to put smoking in the back. I think that one time I was like, you know what? It's been a month since I had a cigarette, and like that weekend I had cigarettes. It was just one of those things. But once I got to that point where I was like, I know enough now. I can do this. I've went, and if it wasn't for vaping, I'd probably still be smoking like right now. Almost 3 years ago, I haven't had a cigarette, but I still sometimes think about it. But I have vaping to like help me stay away from it. So I guess it's the thing that I'm super happy that my friend showed me back way then, because like I don't know if I would have just organically came to that conclusion on my own without the suggestion or someone to like help me to some degree. You know what I mean?
It's one of those things where it's like we all have people that introduced us to something, and like when I think of having those people that introducing us to vaping, having people that introduce other people to vaping, it's fucking automatic, because that's how you got introduced. Somebody else introduced you to vaping. You didn't go out and research it yourself. You were introduced by somebody else. And if you think about it, if the community that we're in right now started doing more of that and pop the suggestion into people's heads to where they can possibly give them the motivation to make the switch, I think that how many people that are smoking now and how many people would start vaping would be substantial. It would be insane how many people would make the version. I mean, it's already been insane for how many people that vape now that have made the switch. So your story is proof that you going out there and actually telling people about vaping, giving the idea and putting the thought in somebody's head that could have them make the switch, because that's what exactly happened to you. You saw somebody using something, and you're like, okay, let's see what the hell this is. And you may have not been like full straight on into it first, but
no, I was actually pretty against it.
Yeah.
I really love smoking. Like I was the person that like I never threw away a cigarette. I didn't care if I was going to be late for class. I didn't care if I was going to be late for work. I was going to finish that butt. Number one, because I loved it. And number two, I just felt like it was such a waste. And so, I mean, saying that cheesy thing, it's like, well, if I did it, you can do it. But it's kind of true, because I smoked a lot of cigarettes. Like I would smoke over a pack a day, and up here a pack's 25. So I would probably be smoking like 30 plus cigarettes a day for 20 plus years. And I managed to still be smoke free like all this time later. And I did it because of vaping. Like I can't even make an infomercial that's more true, just because that it's true. I literally am not smoking because of vaping. That's not how, like, I had to consciously make my mind up that I needed to not smoke. It's not like vaping did it for me. It just helped me with that idea of not wanting to smoke cigarettes.
Definitely.
And so it's awesome. In our group of friends, there's a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, man, like there's lots of people that I've helped get off cigarettes. I honestly don't know anyone that I've helped get off cigarettes other than one person, and that's just by pure chance. I'm not a real pushy person, but if someone asks me about it, I'll tell them. So like I might have friends that they'll make fun of me for vaping and they'll still smoke cigarettes. I'm not gonna sit there and like make fun of them. I can't be like, oh well, I'm gonna live longer or have better lungs, or I don't wake up in the morning feeling terrible. Like there's nothing to gain from that. So I wish that I could help more people find vaping to get off smoking cigarettes, or to, you know, get off chewing tobacco or whatever it is. But maybe I have, and I just don't know about it.
Yeah,
maybe I should be happy with that.
So really, people have been not being able to hear what anything I'm saying. So I apologize, guys. I have no idea what the hell is happening right now.
Okay, Corey apologizes, everybody, and he doesn't have any idea what is going on.
I'm gonna have to figure shit out.
He's gonna have to figure some stuff out. I cleaned that one up. He didn't really say it like that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you ask your question, and then I'll say, "Oh, Corey, that's a great question about," and then I'll say that, and then I'll answer it.
Well, we kind of covered everything that needs to be covered, which is really cool.
Okay.
I'm glad this is showing proof that what you go through with how your regulation out there is, and you're able to still give people the opportunity to make that switch too, because what you're doing, you may not have like a YouTube outlook or anything, but like you're really active on Instagram, you're really active in the Stewges community, and it's really cool to see what you're doing for other people. I know that you actually make your own juice. You're a DIY guy, so tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so if everybody didn't understand what Corey said, it was pretty long, and I'm not going to be able to say it all. But he was basically asking me about a bunch of different things. So to start the answer to that, I'm just going to say, okay, so I got into DIY because I thought it'd be cool to make my own juice. I wasn't like, oh, I'm never going to buy juice again, or I'm never going to try new juice. I never looked at it that way. I just looked at it like it'd be cool to mess around and make juice that tastes good to me. And then I can either A, not have to buy as much juice, or B, I can be like, oh yeah, I can make that. I'll try to make that. So I think that I started doing that maybe like a year after I was like a full-time vapor, like not smoking at all. So I guess I've been like doing DIY for about, I don't know, like a year and a half or something like that. And it originally started that I was like, okay, well, I'm going to try to do this. And then how I decided on what flavor I was going to try to make was that I love Vape Killer Custard. Love it. So I was like, I want to make a vanilla custard flavor that I can vape. So then I don't have to buy Killer Custard anymore, because in Canada, it's actually very difficult to find. And if I find it, it's like $45 or $50 a bottle. So yeah, I started messing around and I ordered a bunch of concentrates, and I've made like a juice that I'm satisfied with. And so now I've decided that I'm going to try to sell the juice like up here in Canada, because in Canada we don't have the same laws. If I want to start a juice company tomorrow, I can start it. And depending on what kind of capital you have, depends on, I guess, how hard you're going to go at it at the beginning. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm thinking that I'm going to just come out with like 3 or 4 custard flavors, because I really enjoy bakeries. So I'm working on like a butterscotch custard, a regular vanilla custard, which I've done, a strawberry one, a peanut butter one. So the peanut butter one I love. So it's just one of those things that like DIY is fun, because you can do whatever you want with it, and it doesn't really cost that much money. It's like a sub hobby. It's like on Reddit, you have the main Reddit, and then there's like subreddits and all that stuff. That's what vaping allows you to do, because if you're a person that just wanted to not smoke cigarettes, you can have just that one device, and if it works for you, it works for you. You can have people that are like, hey, I want to make coils. And so you'll have people like Sammy Nitro or people like Coil Image, and they'll just get really good at those one things. Not saying that they're not good at other things, but they can get involved in that subreddit of vaping.
Definitely.
Just like the DIY and everything else.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm actually looking forward to try some of it next weekend because I really, really want to because I think there's so many good things about it.
Well, dude, I have like, I don't know, probably like 20 bottles of juice, like over a liter of juice, over 1,000 mils of juice that I'm bringing down. So, yeah, Jake Freeman, I'm gonna send you a bottle of my vanilla custard. I messaged you. I got your address. It's coming.
What? That is fucking awesome.
Oh no, I already predetermined that I was gonna give it to him. From Facebook. I was like, oh, he likes that royal vanilla custard. And I always wanted to try it, and he said that he liked it because it wasn't as sweet as a lot of the other ones. It was like a nice all day. So I said, oh, do I have a custard for you? So I'm gonna send it to him. I might even actually send it with you, and you send it, but I'll have it all packaged, and I'll give you like the $5 bill.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. So yeah, guys, that's really all I got for you guys today. I want to thank Chris for coming on. Pretty much, I know you've been able to hear him fine, but of course it's YouTube and freaking Streamlabs is just the jinx on a fresh stream. So I'm just gonna put it at that. You're like my kryptonite on it.
Okay, so if you guys didn't understand Corey, he said he wanted to thank me for being on because I'm amazing. He also said that he wants to just continue to have people on these shows because he thinks it's great that people get to share their stories. And he also said that he's getting frustrated with this YouTube and Streamlabs stuff, but he's bound and determined to figure it out. And he also said that he loves you guys all, and he also said that feel free to just hashtag DunkelCroy whatever random pictures you want, because let's make that a hashtag on Instagram. I know that we're not going to get it trending, but I mean, if you see like somebody driving down the street with, I don't know, something crazy on their car, or like you see somebody walking down the street and they're carrying something that they normally wouldn't be carrying, or like pushing a mail cart, or like, I don't know, anything. Just hashtag DunkelCroy, something that you'd think that like Corey would do. That's my challenge to you. And if we get 100, nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. And Corey says he wants to kill me, but you guys couldn't hear him talk anyways, could you?
God damn it.
But Corey, I think he was saying that that's basically it.
Yeah.
He wants to thank everybody for coming.
I'm gonna try to work this out on how the hell it'll be, but
he's gonna try to work it all out.
So we can get that 100 sub giveaway.
Oh yeah, he said make sure that you subscribe to get that 100 sub giveaway. Corey, I don't mean to be cutting you off. There's no other option. You know what I mean? So yeah, everybody, make sure that you subscribe. Once we get to 100, there's going to be an RDA and a mod coming out to you, and you're going to just contact Corey because we're going to figure that out. Because next, Corey, are you going to have a show next Saturday?
No, I will not.
Okay, Corey is not going to be having a show next Saturday. Because like he said before, we're going to be meeting at IVC, which is going to be awesome. And like we said before, feel free to come by if anybody happens to catch this that doesn't already know that we're going there. It's in Roseville, Michigan at IVC headquarters. We're going to be there probably like 2:00. And if you want to get there earlier, you can, and you can hang out with OhmMyLanta because he'll be there because that's the show that he works at. Thank you very much, Jake Freeman. Appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
And yeah, is that you want me to?
That's all I got, guys, and make sure Wednesday I got my what's in the news. Make sure to stay tuned for that. And of course, just I'm gonna try to fix this crap because it's annoying. And thank you guys for being patient with me. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys.
Okay, so just a reminder, everyone. Wednesday night, Corey's got that show going on, and he's gonna try to have it all figured out by then. So hopefully, he won't be struggling like right now, unless he wants me to just come on here and just be like, "Yeah, this is what Corey said." The whole time. I don't think that'll work though. It'd be funny, but yeah. So Corey, are you gonna? Does that mean you're gonna end it?
Yeah, that's what I got for you guys.
All right.
So,
take care, everybody.
I'll talk to you all
Thanks
later.
for joining me on my channel today.
Have a good one, guys.
Let's get 101 views.